Looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers now, we'll get our first look at Russell Wilson in black and gold this weekend. Now, Steelers coach Mike Tomlin said that as long as Russ doesn't experience any setbacks with his calf injury, he'll get the starting nod in Saturday's game against the Bills. Wilson, he has been splitting first-team reps this week with Justin Fields. Speaking of Fields, looking at the comparison between the two of them last season, you have Russell Wilson going 7-8. Justin Fields going 5-8. Overall, though, not too different. I mean, touchdown to interception ratios.
I'm watching this closely. I'm watching this very
I think a lot of people are going to be watching this very closely, as are Ryan Wilson and John Breech, of course. So Tomlin says Russell Wilson getting that starting nod. But Ryan, coming off a calf injury, what can we expect to see from him? How much of Russell Wilson will we see?
That's the question, right, Jenny? I'm sort of like you. After you see that graphic, it felt like Russ and Justin had terrible seasons in 2023. It's not that bad. And if you squint, maybe you can make it a little better. And I think both players are in better situations. The issue with the calf injury is that it started in the weirdest way possible. Russ was hitting a blocking sled on the first day of training camp, something that hopefully he'll never have to do again. And he got hurt, and that sort of sidelined him in the weeks since. We've seen Justin Fields have the opportunity to play last week. And I think with Russ, whether it's one series or one quarter or even one half, you want to see him out there and you want to see him throw the football around and run the offense to some degree. I don't think it matters, and I know, or at least I'm guessing, Breech likes to mix things up in terms of having controversy at the quarterback position, but I don't think it matters how Russ plays. He's going to be the week one starter. Now, if we get 4 games into the season and they're struggling, then we can have a conversation. But right now, Breech, I feel like this is Russ's job no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely, Wilson. I think you hit the nail on the head. Russell Wilson just has to go out there and kind of show a command of the offense. We saw Justin Fields get his opportunity last week, and he did not set the bar very high, got sacked twice, lost 2 fumbles. So it seems like Mike Tomlin just wants to say, hey, Russ, go out there. There's not a lot of pressure. Just don't fall flat on your face. Don't turn the ball over. Complete the passes, do what we want to ask of you. And we saw that stat comparison of the 2 guys from last season. And the 2 things that really stood out to me is that Russell Wilson threw a lot more touchdown passes than Justin Fields. That's a big thing. And Russell Wilson's completion percentage, 5 points higher than Justin Fields. And that's another big thing, is that Russell Wilson's going to make the safe pass. Russell Wilson's going to check down. Justin Fields has struggled with his accuracy. That's not something you want to see, especially when you're in your first year running an offense. So as long as Russell Wilson plays smart football tonight, I think he takes a big step toward officially being named the starter.
All right. Now, we couldn't have a segment without talking about Dak Prescott, right? So Dak entering the final year of his 4-year, $160 million extension he signed back in 2021. After practice yesterday, he came out and he said there's been good conversations going on, referencing a potential contract extension, something that we've all been waiting to see how that was going to unfold. Take a listen here.
Good conversations are going on, I will say that. Call it negotiations, whatever, conversations. A lot of good things are going on there. So a lot of confidence. Once again, I said anytime I feel like I've talked about it, I've got confidence in my guys, these guys getting something done.
Ryan, he seems pretty confident they're going to get something done. What's your take?
I want to have the confidence that Dak Prescott has as I walk through my daily comings and goings. Because he also said that he doesn't care whether it gets done now or later or whenever. And part of that I also agree with, particularly with Dak Prescott, because you'll remember the last time the Cowboys negotiated a long-term deal with him, and Breech and I used to talk about this all the time on the podcast, they waited so long, Jerry Jones and company did, that Dak probably ended up earning an extra $3 or $4 million a year because all the other quarterbacks before him got those big deals. So I think Dak understands that he's going to get $50 million plus. It's just a matter of when. The other issue, and we'll talk about this shortly, CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons are also on that team. They also want to get paid big money contracts. So there may not be enough money to go around for all 3, although you imagine the Cowboys are going to try to find a way to do it.
You know, Wilson, whatever the Cowboys end up paying Dak Prescott to play quarterback, they need to tack on a few extra dollars to pay him for being their PR person, because he has been their best PR person over the past month. You look at what happened with some other quarterback situations around the NFL going to training camp. Jordan Love held in, didn't practice till he got a new deal. Tua Tagovailoa, same thing, didn't practice till he got a new deal. Could you imagine if Dak Prescott had done that and he would have been fully within his rights to do that? That would have been the headline everywhere for the past 3 weeks, is that Dak Prescott's holding out or Dak Prescott's holding in. No, He showed up. He knew he hasn't gotten his contract from Jerry Jones. He's out there practicing every day, and he's saying smart things like he just said that, hey, look, we're close. I'm not going to cause any drama. That's what you want out of your star quarterback. So he's not throwing his owner under the bus. He seems completely content, and it does feel like he's fine with however this plays out. If it ends up with him getting an extension in Dallas, fine. If he gets $60 million a year in free agency next March, he's fine. So Dak seems like a happy camper.
So as you mentioned, he's not creating any drama, unlike his teammate CeeDee Lamb, who's really held out of everything when it comes to this offseason. You also mentioned Micah Parsons. How do we foresee these situations playing out, Ryan?
I think they're all going to get paid. I think they're all going to stay in Dallas. But let's assume that they all get paid pretty much top dollar. That's going to be about $110 to $115 million of a salary cap that's currently at $255 million, which is about 45-ish% going to 3 players. So those 3 players better be out of this world. And they are. But CeeDee Lamb, the wide receiver, apparently, according to Stephen Jones, wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback, which means he's getting north of Justin Jefferson money, which is $35 million. That's great. And Joe Corey wrote about this on CBSSports.com, and it's a great read. But the issue is that Micah Parsons, he may then want to be the highest non-paid quarterback after CeeDee Lamb, which was what Nick Bosa was before Justin Jefferson happened. A lot of moving parts here. So then the dollar amounts continue to climb, and that's just a huge concern. And again, you wonder why Jerry Jones drags his feet on signing his best players. Just get it done and move on. So there's going to be a lot of drama over the next few weeks and perhaps even months. But Micah Parsons said that he is absolutely certain that CeeDee Lamb will be there for week 1 of the regular season. So we have to wait and see if that plays out. But that's where we currently find ourselves.
Yeah, the Jerry Jones strategy for getting his player signed, it does not make any sense. When he said he was going all in on 2024, apparently he meant he was going all in on not playing his best players, because that is what's happening. And you look at, if they could have gotten CeeDee Lamb under contract in March, they wouldn't even have to worry about the Justin Jefferson deal. But now that's staring down your throat. You have Justin Jefferson, who got a contract that's paying $35 million per year. So now CeeDee Lamb and his agent could just point to that and say, all right, well, we want something close to that. And the Cowboys can't really counter with anything because CeeDee Lamb, that's the market rate right now. That's what you have to give him. So it seems like this will end with him getting a contract for $33 million a year, $34 million a year, something in that neighborhood. But it just seems crazy that the Cowboys are dragging their feet because you need CeeDee Lamb in training camp. You want him out there building more chemistry with Dak Prescott, getting in football shape. But for whatever reason, the Cowboys just refuse to budge. Get them signed, Jerry.
Get them signed, Jerry. All these players, they just want to get paid, right? All of them. You like that, Amanda?
Everyone's imitation of Jerry, and your imitation of John.
It was pretty good. I love when CeeDee Lamb also retweeted Jerry Jones talking about his contract situation and just wrote LOL. That's all his response was. All right, we're going to talk about the Niners now. Brandon Aiyuk. John Lynch was asked if there was any bad blood between the two. He said there's no bad blood. Negotiations can get heated. I think his first time going through that, but it's no bad blood. There's a lot of love and respect for the relationship that we've had and hopefully we'll have into the future. Ryan, what are your thoughts on that situation?
It feels like something that should be happening in Dallas. This is one of the weirdest no-trade scenarios that I can remember in I don't know how long. So we'll see how it plays out. But John Lynch is saying all the right things publicly. He also said that he's not sure why the deal hasn't got done yet. And he's a general manager. He said, we started working on this a while ago, and it continues to drag on. We know about the purported interest from the Patriots and the Browns, and the Steelers still having an offer on the table as recently as a few days ago. But it seems like that Brandon Aiyuk wants to stay put, but maybe his phone has not been charged. I'm not sure why the deal hasn't gotten done, because we're at the point now where he's not going to get Justin Jefferson money. He'll probably get north of Jalen Waddle money, which is $27 million or so a year. Just got to sign the contract, I would imagine. But I would imagine John Lynch is probably really, really, really frustrated. But he's saying the right things publicly until this thing gets sorted out.
Yeah, and he mentioned that there's an urgency here. And of course there is, because the season starts in 3 weeks, John Lynch, so you have to get something done. And it also feels like the 49ers kind of subtly throwing Brandon Aiyuk under the bus. Not very much, but just saying, hey, look, the ball is in his court. The reason nothing's happening is because Brandon Aiyuk is holding things up. We have a deal in place with the Steelers. We're ready to trade him. Brandon Aiyuk just needs to sign off. We have a contract offer on the table for him. we want him to sign it. He just has to sign it. So it just seems like everyone's waiting on Brandon Aiyuk. And the thing here is if you are Brandon Aiyuk and the offer from the Steelers and the offer from the 49ers even remotely similar, I think you have to take the 49ers offense because you want to be playing in that offense because they are going to put up some prolific numbers. You don't know what the Steelers offense is going to look like. So I think it makes a lot of sense for Aiyuk to end up in San Francisco.
All right, John, I got to ask you before we let you go. You put an article out on CBSSports.com. The Rams are making a coaching change for week 2 of the preseason game. Sean McVay is benching himself. So, Breech, can you walk us through that?
Yeah, I love this. Sean McVay thinks outside the box. He decided he's not going to be the head coach on Saturday night against the Chargers. He said, you know what, Aubrey Pleasant, you're my assistant head coach. You are the head coach on Saturday. I'm going to sit up in the coach's booth, put my legs up, relax, maybe drink a glass of water, and let you do everything. And this is a guy who in week 1 of the preseason, he put a headset on and served as an announcer in the second quarter. I mean, he's a jack of all trades. So I would love to see other head coaches give their assistants a chance in the preseason. But I think what McVay's doing is really cool. So I hope it catches on.
I think it's cool, too. Before I let you go, can we just do a split screen with the 2 guys real quick? With me out of it? Just the 2. Are you guys in the same room?
Can you see how similar that looks?
The lineup of the picture in the background.
You didn't think you'd notice.
I love it. I think they're just tricking us. They're actually
Ryan with
both there. Ryan Wilson, John Breech, the latest in the NFL. We appreciate you guys. And you can catch all the action, the NFL on CBS. It is kicking off on September 8th. It's really just around the corner when you think about it. 100 games going to be streaming on Paramount Plus as well and on CBS. Can't wait for football season to get started.